Patellar tendinopathy and its associated symptom, knee pain, is a very common and troublesome injury in fencing and other sports. I've noticed that a couple of my clubmates have developed PT, and I've also spent some time dealing with it myself. PT affects your ability to fence and forces you to miss practices. In this video, let's look at the anatomy of a knee and tendons, an overview of what patellar tendinopathy is, and how it develops in fencers.
So patellar tendinopathy, or jumper's knee, is characterized by the inflammation or degeneration of the patellar tendon. Tendons are a band of tough and flexible connective tissue made out of collagen fibers. Tendons connect muscles to bones. If we look at the anatomy of a knee, we see that the patellar tendon connects the tibia, which is the shin bone, to the patella, which is the kneecap. And then we see there is another tendon called the quadriceps tendon, connecting the patella to the quadriceps muscles. These two act together and are responsible for the knee extension mechanism, which is associated with the action of the quadriceps muscles. So people with patellar tendinopathy will find that they will have a tenderness or pain in the area of the tendon right below the kneecap. So how does patellar tendinopathy occur? So tendons can behave differently based on the type of activity or stimulus that the person is performing. In fencing and other sports, playing the sport requires a lot of fast and dynamic movements, such as running, cutting, and jumping, in which the patellar tendon is elastic and acts to store and release energy. The nature of the dynamic movement places a high amount of strain on the tendon. Whereas in lifting, the movements are usually slow and heavy, where the stress placed upon the patellar tendon actually decreases throughout the movement. So there will be a limit to the amount of high strain activities that can be performed before the patellar tendon experiences degeneration and pain. This limit is called the load capacity of the tendon. So overloading the patellar tendon will cause inflammation. And if the overloading occurs over a longer period of time, it will cause degeneration in the tendon. Whereas a high yet manageable stimulus or load will cause positive adaptations, such as increasing the resilience of the tendon. So we already know that fencing places a high demand on the quadriceps and the patellar tendon. So a longer and very intense practice might place a greater stress on the patellar tendon, more than what it can handle and beyond its load capacity. And you might find that the day after the practice, your knees are aching, and the tendon right below the kneecap will be tender and in pain. Tendons also don't like it when there's a sudden spike in load. So for example, if you had a vacation for a couple weeks and had to stop fencing during that time, once you return, the first practice back might cause you a lot of pain. So you had a period of very minimal load on the patellar tendon, during which the load capacity of the tendon actually decreased, and then experience a sudden spike in load. In general, too much volume of a dynamic exercise will overload the patellar tendon and cause inflammation and pain. The key to preventing patellar tendinopathy is load management and making sure that pain does not increase every session. So why be concerned with patellar tendinopathy? Well, tendon injuries take a relatively longer time to recover, and since fencing places such a high physical demand on the quadriceps and patellar tendon, pain in the area will cause a decrease in performance and may even take you out of the sport. This is especially frustrating for athletes who try to train to the best of their ability, but they are held back by pain.
Thank you for watching the video, and please share it with someone you know who is struggling with knee pain. In the next few videos, we'll discuss the equipment, exercises, and methods we can use to treat patellar tendinopathy.